trying to find the optimal camera viewing area here, and it's going to be backwards because I can't figure out how to do it. I can't figure out how to do it with the camera facing the other direction where you can get the whole picture. So I don't know. So it's going to be off a little bit. You're going to be able to see it backwards, which, you know, isn't terrible, but it's not the best thing ever either. So, sorry. Okay, I'm just going to share to a few spots and then we can get started. So I was thinking about making a onesie for the baby who will be born in the next month or so. But I think I would rather, sorry about the cat, I would rather do something with the flip-flops because we're right in the middle of summer and I haven't been able to mess with the flip-flop transfer yet. It's not even been cut. So I would like to make something with that really quick. Sorry, I know. I don't start very strong on these ever. It's because I'm so distracted. Anyway, so I want to mess with, sorry about the mess. I want to mess a little bit with Live Life and flip-flops. So that's what we're going to do tonight. And it's kind of late, so I don't know who's on and who's going to be watching and all of that. But I wanted to mess with Live Life and flip-flops. And I know my camera's a little weird too. Sorry. So I pulled the transfer out. And I am going to cut it up a little. So I haven't been able to mess with this one, and I've wanted to for a while. This actually came out in our last launch, I believe. Not in this recent one. So I want to make something with it. I, want to. It's cool. And it's cute. So I'm going to cut it out. And then for those of you who have watched lives with me before, you know that brand new transfers always get fuzzed. So I'm going to take this off of the backing. And so I'm going to put it on my paint leg, I think, today, so that it gets a little fuzzy. This is a Chalk Couture board. It is the 10-inch round, I believe. And I have a few of these. They run reasonably priced. They come with the string to tie it, so when you're done you can hang it up with the twine. They're reasonably, they're non-magnetic, I don't think. And if they are magnetic, they won't hold much. Okay, so let's get started. So we just had a recent launch, like huge. Like over 100 products were released. And so if you haven't taken a look at the site, it is in the pin post of this live right now. And I would take a look if I were you. Because there is some really, really cool stuff that came out, including tools that I don't have here because I ordered them, but they're not here yet. But we have like a new stir tool. We have, I can't even tell you. So many cool new things that just came out. And brand new transfers, a new color palette that came out. Just so many cool things. I can't even express to you the amount of cool things that came out with this last launch, which was July 2nd, I believe. Okay, so we're doing summery fun, right? Summery fun. So I'm going to pick my blues and my lighter colors too. My girly ways are going to show a little bit. My big canary yellow. So I haven't been able to mess with it though, so I really wanted to mess with it. And I figure, why not? I could be doing a onesie for the baby, but I'm not. So instead, I'm doing this. because I haven't been able to mess with the Live Life in flip-flops, and it's really been bothering me. So, and like I said, this board back here is a Chalk Couture board. It comes with a twine. You can hang it when you're done, and you can do both sides too. So you could do one side and Live Life in flip-flops, which is super summery, and then you could do Baby It's Cold Outside for not super summery. So we're going to use, I want to do some very distinct separations here because I really like that Life is like a different font than these ones. So I want to do some different things here. So I want to do Life in yellow, I think. Live Life in flip-flops. And I really like this Caribbean color that we have. And I took like a little wipe out so that I could place my dirty squeegees on there. And then maybe purple in flip-flops. I think that's what I'm going to do. Live Life in flip-flops. I think so. So I open up my paste. If it needs a little water, I just give it a little squirt and a little spin here. But it should be pretty thick in consistency. And you just spread it across. Now, one of the things that I have learned from doing this for almost a year now is that if this looks at all like it's going to dry, which it kind of does, you want to pull it up and move fast. So I am probably going to pull up the flip-flops like right now. And then keep working on the other parts because it looks like it's going to dry pretty fast. The consistency of my chalk paste, we have a new formula and it's not, I have some of the old stuff still. So what you can do is just pull up just that part. See, the F's are already. So I wanted to do the Caribbean color. Now this one, see how much different consistency this is? It's just different, so it'll run on differently. Which means it'll take a little bit longer to set, so you don't have to move as fast. Like I said, I have some older paste in my junk because I've been with the company for a minute, and some of them just don't get used as often as others, and so I try really hard to make sure that I have the right consistency, but sometimes I don't, and sometimes it's just not. So my hope is that flip-flops came out all right. However, what I love about Chalk Couture is that even if it didn't come out all right, it's okay because I can pull it up and I can fix it. See, and this one has a good consistency to it too. Just a different, it's like a different consistency, so it won't dry as quickly. And you still have to move kind of fast with chalk because it'll dry to the transfer. And once it dries to the transfer, it makes your lettering a little weird. So let's go ahead and pull it up. Oh, it did mess my flops up a little bit, but like I said, we can fix it. So, what do we think? I know I don't have too many viewers on here and nobody's said anything yet, so if you're here, give me a like, give me a something. I don't even know if anyone's watching. I always just set my stuff aside and clean it after the live. Just because I don't want you guys to have to watch me clean my transfers. Like I said, I hadn't really got to mess with this one yet, so I had really wanted to do something. Hi, Kat. Thanks. I had really wanted to do something with it. I mean, summer's not that close to being over, but this girl is having another baby, so I don't know how much I'll be able to go live and project and all that while having an infant and 2 other children. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Tara. So I don't know how much I'll be going live or even how much I'll be talking with a brand new baby at home with a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. So, you know, I wanted to do something with the flip-flops before the season of flip-flops was done. Oh, Kat, you're in Dallas? There's a time change there, too, isn't there? So it's not as late as it is here. I got the kids to bed and really wanted to come make something. So we're going to live life in flip-flops today. I'm just cleaning my squeegees so when we do our next round of colors I can... So one of the cool things about this transfer that I really like is that it has the multiple parts of a flip-flop and you layer it. And I know I've done some layering live on the page before, but not a ton. So I'll show you what I mean. So like for these flip-flops, this is like the color part of the flip-flop, and then you would put this on top of it to layer it. So I think that's kind of cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little accent maybe up here. Trying to make sure there's no chalk, like maybe 2 pair. And I can always wash in between if I don't want to use the same colors. And as I said earlier, if you ever watch my lives, you know that I completely fuzz up my transfers before I stick them on because I'm afraid otherwise I'm going to stretch the transfer and then my flip-flops will never look the same again. So I put them right on my pant leg or on my t-shirt or wherever. And I really want to use fun bright colors. I said that though. So how about blue and pink? Because I really like the blue and I want you guys to see it. This is an awesome color. It comes out awesome on all chalkboards. So when you layer, you're going to look at the layers first. So which part of this would you put on the bottom is the question. Can you see them there? Yeah. So you put this part on the bottom, right? So we'll do a pair. Let's do a pair here. I don't really want to touch my yellow there because it's not dry yet. We'll do a pair here. That's really close to the edge. So as you see, they're adhesive, so they stick. And they stay sticky for, I'm not supposed to give you an amount of usages because it depends on how long or how well you take care of them and what you're sticking them on. But I have found that a majority of mine last for quite some time. I've had transfers that I got in my starter kit, and like I said, it's been almost a year since I started with Couture. So if that gives you any idea of how long some of them can last, they can last for a very long time even if you're using them. It's just a matter of getting them cleaned off and taken care of well. I just spread it on like a thin layer. And then when you bring it up, it's some perfect tiny little flippers in the corner here. So in order to do the layering part, you're going to want it to dry first. So I'm going to wait. Hi, Shauna. So I'm going to wait a little bit for these to dry, and then I'll add the pink to it. In the meantime, though, because I wanted to do a second set of flip-flops somewhere else, maybe here down here or something, I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off, and I'll just show you how I really quickly clean things. So I have what I call a junk board over here, and it's because I clean everything on it. So I just use, which is not environmentally friendly at all, but I use baby wipes or I use paper towel. There are lots of people that use EnviroCloths, either from, I know there's a direct sales company, Norwex, that sells them, or you can buy them, I think, just in the store. And a lot of people use those. But I just spray with water, and then I wipe it up. And I try to conserve the amount of wipes I use because it's really not environmentally friendly at all. It just seems to be the most convenient thing that I found in my house thus far. Once my kids are out of wipes, I'm not really sure what I'm going to use. Probably a cloth. So I'm going to wipe there, and then I wipe the back as well. And then usually you just leave it sitting with the back, the sticky part facing up. And Kat sells Norwex, as you see on my comments. You cannot buy an Enviro cloth in the store. But I've heard of other fiber options. However, Norwex has the best. I'm just going to say that, and then I'm going to leave it be because I don't think I'm supposed to talk about it while I'm talking. But then I just leave this be, and I just let it dry. And my flops are still not ready. So I think while I wait, I am going to clean off my Live Life in flip-flops, and you guys can just watch me. If you, as I said earlier, I know people are tuning in and out. If you haven't looked at the new stock products, you should. We have new chalkboards, which are cool, and they're so reasonably priced. They're so reasonably priced. I think one is like $7. And they are wipeable. So you can do a design. If you follow my page at all, you know that I design. There's one in my dining room that's super fancy. These are not as fancy. But you can design and then erase if you need to. And put a different design on. So I just wipe it off really good on the front. And then it's not so bad when it's stained like here, because that's not the part that you're going to reuse. That doesn't matter as much. What does matter is these ones. These where the screen goes through. And I just wipe the back. And then I leave it sticky side up to dry. And wait like 20-30 minutes. And then it should be dry. So, I still don't think my blue is dry yet. With my flip-flops here. But I think I'm going to make another pair because I can. So, I'm going to put it... maybe here? Except walking the opposite. So these ones are going this way and these ones are like this way. I want to stick it here, but I feel like it's too close to the lettering. I'm going to stick it like right here. Super close to the edge again, but... And then we're going to use different colors. So let's see what I got up here. Got the blue, which I didn't close all the way, which I'd be so upset if it dried out because it's one of my favorite colors. We can do this darker purple. Maybe. I'm also going to go ahead and fuzz up this part. I'm going to use the chevron for these blue ones with the pink on top. But they give you a few options. They got the polka dots. And they got the, to make them unsolid, which is cool. So I'm going to go ahead and fuzz it up. I'm sticking it on my apron this time. Hopefully my battery lasts a while. Hopefully. It was on, I don't know, like 30% and it's plugged in right now, but who knows. Okay. I'm going to do this purplish color right here for my next set of floppies. Or maybe we're not because it's completely dried out. Completely dried out. We're going to call it a truck fail and we're just going to put it over here. We used a lilac color. We used Caribbean. What else? Yellow? Ooh, we have a yellow though. I was hoping to use all different colors because I want it to look very, very cool. This is a magenta and this is actually very pretty on. So we'll use magenta. Now, my colors don't dry out too fast usually. Sometimes I leave them open though, as you saw with the blue. And also, the space that I chalk in is in the basement, and we have a dehumidifier that runs to keep it dry down here. So I have a feeling if I leave it open for too long and like walk away from it, then you get dried out paste. And not like on purpose, just... It's still not, the blue is still not as dry as I'd like it to be before I stick another layer on it. So, while we wait for it to dry, which is sometimes a process, there are people who also use blow dryers to speed along the process, and it works. It's not that it doesn't work. I just don't have one down here. And not that I'm unwilling to go upstairs. I just don't want to leave you guys staring at nothing for too long. So far we have Live Life, and Flip-Flops. What do you guys think of that? I don't know who's watching, so if you're watching and you like it, give me some likes. Like I said, I wanted to make sure I got something summery in, because after this baby comes, who knows how much I'm going to be able to chalk at the beginning of it all. You got to adjust to 3 kids, and that's different for me. And Liliana starts school this fall, and all kinds of craziness. I have to go back to work at some point after my maternity leave. So there is all kinds of crazy happening in my life. So I want to make sure I get something fun done with the summer stuff that I've been wanting to play with for a while, that I haven't overly had the time. So usually you just leave it sticky side up till it dries. And then I actually have a book that I keep all of my stuff in. I have 2 books because I have so much of it. Thanks, Tara. I'm glad you like it. I was going to do the onesie, Tara, but I didn't. I did this instead. I got to thinking, like, I haven't been able to play with any of those summer transfers yet, and I really wanted to. And I don't think you can Live Life and Flip-Flops in November. So I wanted to Live Life and Flip-Flops in July. So if you guys haven't had a chance to check out the new product, I keep saying, please go to my site. It is in the pin post of this live, and check out all the new stuff we've got. We've got new tools, new boards, new canvas totes so you can ink on them. It's so much cool stuff. We have a lot of cool things that just came out recently. Oh, it's dry, it's dry, it's dry, sort of. Lots and lots of really cool new stuff came out, so I encourage you to take a look. I'm sure that you'll find something you'll love and want to put in your home. And my work area is such a mess, sorry. It's the crazy in my life. Oh, there's cat hair on it, of course. Okay, so the blue. And all you got to do is line it up. The chevron is not the easiest thing to line up either, let me tell you guys. But here's the thing I've noticed too. Imperfection is so awesome on some of this stuff, and it makes it unique. So even though you'll look at something and be like, oof, if you walk away for a second, I bet you'll be just fine with it. Because imperfection makes everything awesome. It makes it so genuine. So then after you measure it up and line it up with the bottom layer, you'll put the top layer on. Hopefully it doesn't rip up the blue, which has happened. Especially when layering. And those are my cute little flippies. I'll pick it up in a minute and show you. Those are cute, right? I love them, I think. And then if you wanted to layer again, which I think they're cool the way they are, you could totally use this to put on a color where the thong part is of the flip-flops. Do you see what I mean? Like they're right there, and then the color would seep through here. I don't think I'm going to mess with it because I kind of like them the way that they are. But that is an option to make them even more colorful and unique. So now we're just waiting on this to dry. So while we wait, I'm going to show you guys just a little something something. So in February when we had the big launch, I'm going to wait for it to dry and then we'll add a thing to it and we'll hang it. But while we wait, we'll just, one of the coolest things that we have, I think, for at least for demoing, is the chalk chips. That's what they're called, chalking chips, chalk chips, something like that. And what is awesome about them is that they are so little that you can use different parts of different transfers. So these are the chalk chips. They're not huge, they're actually very small. But I got to show how to make. Thanks, Jess. I got to show how to make flowers on them. These are just one of the products that came out in February. They're two-sided, so you can add two sides to it. We're waiting on some flip-flops to dry, so I was just showing off some things. Now this board that I was talking about, this black board right here, this one comes in black and white. As you see, I did a project on the page not too long ago, Wild and Free. And I did the layering right here. And this is one of the things that I did, I would say probably in March, February or March. And these don't just work on chalkboards. They actually work on all kinds of things. And the transfers can be used on fabric with ink that we also sell. So you can make like boards and all kinds of, I can't even tell you guys. It's so awesome. Boards and t-shirts, and I've made pillows. I've made onesies. I've made a little canvas bag thing that I keep pens in. All kinds of things. So I was going to wait for these to dry a little. They're still a little wet. See? And then I was going to just show you guys this other layering one I have. And then we can be all done. And then you just take the twine, which I had over here. Okay, take the twine that comes with the board. Like I said, they're reasonably priced and they're Couture boards, so. Also, I don't know if I've ever shared this with you guys, but you can add glitter to your projects. So after you pull up the wet ink, or the wet, the wet paste, you just slap some glitter on there. Just tie the twine and you can hang it. So like I said, the blow dryer probably would have been a more effective, faster way of drying this, but I don't have one down here. The only blow dryer I have is the one in my bathroom. So I was just going to throw these on here because I wanted to show you guys. the different accents that they sent you with this one. So you just have to measure up. Measure it up. And sometimes it's not easy. Like the dark color on the dark board is making it rather difficult. And like I said, I also find imperfections to be awesome. So I'm not overly concerned whether it's perfect or not, because even when it's not perfect, it's really cool still. So we'll use a green just because it's summery and light. And you just spread it across just like we did the other things. Spread it, spread it, spread it. And then you'll just rip it off. And it gives you the outline of the flap and then the inside. So I am going to go, because I didn't want it to be a big long video at 10 o'clock at night, but I wanted to live life in flip-flops today. I wanted to show you guys the transfer, show you guys the process. Like I said, we just had a huge launch, so if you check out my site, you'll see all the cool new stuff that we've got, including new tools. We've changed our squeegees a bit, just awesome new colors, just all kinds of really cool stuff. If you have any questions, message me. You all know how to get a hold of me. This is my page. If you haven't liked my page, I'd love it if you followed me. If you have any questions, let me know. And live life in flip-flops, ladies.